Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with a fascinating collection of really approachable and enjoyable music by Estonian composer Veljo Tormis on the ECM label. This features the Estonian Philharmonic Chamber Choir, the Tallinn Chamber Orchestra, under Tönu Kaljuste, the conductor who's done a lot of choral stuff. Estonia has fabulous choruses, really marvelous choral singing, and a wonderful tradition of choral singing. And Tormis, who is, let's see, what were his dates? Of course, they don't include them. Why would they make my life easy? I always wonder with these people. Now I dropped the whole thing, and it's probably not even going to tell me. Yep, there he was, 1930 to 2017. You see, I knew he passed away rather recently. Hang on a minute here. Pick up the actual disc. I'm a mess. What can I tell you? It's the day after Thanksgiving. We're all tired. Anyway, so who was Tormis? Well, Tormis was a quite renowned teacher, first of all, like everybody else in Estonia, but he was the Zoltan Kodayi of Estonia. He was a ethnomusicologist, at least in practice, a collector of Estonian folk songs and chronicler of the tradition of Estonian traditional singing. Most of his output is for chorus, largely male chorus, I believe, but I don't even know all of it, but there's tons of it. He wrote over 500 works, or at least vocal works, and there are also some orchestral pieces and other things. Some of you may recall that Paavo Järvi recorded a piece of his called Overture. It was just an overture as part of his Cincinnati Symphony recordings that had some interesting additional repertoire attached to more familiar works. So he was very, very highly respected in Estonia, and he's becoming very, very highly respected outside of Estonia because he really had a wonderful feeling for vocal music, choral texture, the ability to use very simple harmonies and repetitive strophic forms to create very, very powerful pieces of music. And that's quite seriously in evidence here. This is an excellent collection that gives a very, very wide range of his stuff. The only thing I didn't like in it was the first piece of here, The Tower Bell in My Village. It's for choir, two sopranos, reciter, and bell. It's that idea of somebody talking at you in Estonian for 15 minutes. It kind of gets you. The atmosphere is beautiful. The chorus sets up this wonderful accompanimental texture. Sometimes it comes to the fore. The bell goes bonging along for quite a while. But the recitation. You could follow it with the words, and then it's like tolerable once. But it's kind of like the Lincoln Portrait or any of these other things where some people are talking with music. I find those things very difficult to repeat once you've heard them. But after that, we're with smooth sailing. There's all kinds of really cool stuff. There's a piece called Worry Breaks the Spirit for choir and orchestra. And then the Melancholy songs for mezzo-soprano and orchestra, which are absolutely gorgeous. And they show, Tormis's ability to create really powerful expression using very simple, repeated phrases and sniglets of melody and all that. They're just lovely. Then we've got the Reminiscences for orchestra. This is rather interesting. It's got autumn landscapes, winter patterns, spring sketches, and summer motives. They're largely scored for strings, but there's also every so often another instrument pops in, like a trumpet. I think at the end of spring sketches or something like that. There's a trumpet in one of them. I don't remember which one, but there's a trumpet in one of them, and then there's like a xylophone in one of them, and they're very, very pretty, tiny little epigrammatic pieces, often less than a minute long. Each season, because it's a 4 seasons piece, has a group of them. Then there's like this 3 I Had Those Words of Beauty, whatever that is. Hamlet Song 1 for choir and orchestra. Hurting Calls, Childhood Memories for choir, soprano, and orchestra. So we've got all these different pieces, fabulously performed, marvelously recorded. And if you like Arvo Pärt, for example, but want like a more secular version, somebody who's not, into the spiritual thing in the same way. The music is just as spiritual, I guess, but it's not sacred music. It's folk music. It has that primal, earthy quality, but it's similar in some respects to what Ervo Part was doing in his work as well. And it's just marvelous. So it's on ECM again with Tönu Kaljuste conducting the Estonian Philharmonic Chamber Choir and the Tallinn Chamber Orchestra in really novel and special pieces of music by Veljo Tormis. Give it a shot. You won't be sorry. I guarantee you that.